Here's the polytunnel. Lots of tomatoes. Changed it up a bit since last year. Changed the layout to try and fit in more tomatoes. Bought 2 more of these tomato planters from Lidl. I really like those. We put 2 tomatoes in each. It's just an easy way to grow them up. And then we had these 10-litre pots last year. I bought some halos, some of them, not all of them. Trying the same method with the cucumbers this year as last year. Got a piece of metal wire along the top, and then tying some garden twine down onto a hook in there. It seemed to work well last year until they all collapsed, but that was towards the end of summer anyway, and we were on holiday at that point. So yeah, so got different varieties of tomato. Got beef eaters, cherry, yellow tomatoes. Got some purple Russian, Gardener's Delight, Alicante. Don't ask me which ones are which, because I've got no idea. But this is obviously this one's got a few on, and it's that's a beef tomato. But yeah, they're all quite big because we started early. I think it was sometime in February we started planting them. So they've kind of taken over the house until we've been able to move them out. Not that longer, a couple of weeks ago, because the weather was so bad this year. Been lots of frost throughout May, but we finally seem to have got there. It's great. So hopefully we get lots of tomatoes and don't have to wait too long. So there are a fair few tomatoes in here from the various plants. Got chilies. I think these are lemonade. These 2. There's more in the house. I think these are cayenne, but I'm not 100% sure. Whatever they are growing very tall. So I've cut them off. Some of them I've had to cut off twice because they keep trying to grow back up. But yeah, the ones in the house have got more chilies on, but they seem happy in the house. So I'm kind of tempted to leave them in there in the lounge windowsill. But yeah, I started these at the same time as the tomatoes, which is a lot earlier than last year. So I've still got a fair haul of chilies last year, but hoping for even more this year. So we've got here seven chili plants, probably another 5 in the house, and aubergine down here, which we've just planted on today. We're going to put more chilies down there, but as they're doing well in the house, I thought we'd put some aubergines in there. So that's the polytunnel. Had to do some running repairs on it this year because it got quite battered in the winter. We used YouTube videos to find methods to do it, and in the end I've had to use multiple different methods. I tried using sealant and I don't know if you can see it there, some sealant and some just polytunnel material, and then that wasn't sticking very well, so I bought some polytunnel tape, stuck that on, and then sealed that. And that's just about done it. It's not the nicest repair in the world. It's on every corner. You can see it's obviously been pulling at these points. I have put some heat spot tape on the inside, but realistically I'm not expecting to get another year out of this cover. but it'll be fine this year. Had the worst of the weather. Here's a raised bed I've made. What have we got now? We've got some onions. My shadow in the way. Onions, carrot, beetroot, kale, and some cabbages rather squeezed in the corner. We had some of these were like onion sets. They've done really well. We had some spring onions this morning, so we're going to keep doing that, and then maybe when they've thinned out, leave some big onions. Kale's doing well, and yeah, cabbages are really probably a bit too big for that space, but doing fine. I made this cover to stop. Got lots of cats. Neighbours have lots of cats, so just trying to avoid cats getting in. Got 2 handles on each side so we can lift it off. It is a 2-person job to lift it. Should probably overspec the wood, to be honest, but it works, looks alright, so that's good. And stuff's definitely growing better in this. It's full of compost. It's definitely growing better than in the beds, that's for sure, from last year, so it's definitely worth it. Talking of the beds, I will show you those. Lots more flowers this year. Decided not to grow much veg out here. Some sunflowers in the end. Fuchsias, some sage, foxgloves. Yeah, some of the stuff from last year, but lots of new stuff. There's some potatoes that have grown up. Didn't really want them there, but they're from last year. That's fine. Some mint. Lots of mint. Mint's growing, taking over, but it's fine because it was full of wild garlic before, which we didn't really like. So yeah, happy for the mint to grow out a bit. Lots more flowers. Lavender. Got some raspberry canes I planted probably in October. About half of them have taken, and there's actually 2 shoots on this one, so see how they do. Probably won't get any fruit off them this year. This one has actually grown from a cane that was already there, so it has got some fruit on, whereas they're meant to be they're meant to grow new shoots from the bottom up. So I don't know why it did that, but it's fine. Some broccoli, which we've had some shoots off. Probably going to get rid of that soon. And some courgettes in a grow bag. Did them in the greenhouse last year. They did really well, but they kind of took over. They're really big when they grow out. So we're doing them outside this year. This apple tree was completely covered in bush. So if you can see, oh yeah, that slightly lighter coloured bush, yellowy green one in the background. That's completely taken over this, and we actually found it inside there, hence the weird shape. It looks slightly like an old OAP apple tree because it's bent over double. But we did it last year and it had 2 apples on, and they were actually really nice. And then this year it's got loads of apples on. I think it's like suddenly thrived from being covered up for so long. So how good they'll be, I don't know, but there's lots on there. Down here, got grape that got £1 at Asda at the end of summer last year. So it's been eating it, unfortunately. But oh, sorry, I'm not showing it there. So it's been eating it, but it's only £1, £1.50. So we'll see how it does. 3 buckets of Maris Piper potatoes. Potato buckets as well last year, so hopeful for those. And some strawberries. Mixture of types, some on there. Doing okay. Got some more tomatoes down here. On there. It's like a beefsteak yellow one. Some peas, 1 to 2 peas. They did really well for us last year, and I saved the seed and planted that on. So hoping for similar results, if not better. Some radish. We've already had some French breakfast radish. This is like a black radish. There's another raised bed or planter that I made. Can't really see it on the camera, can you? It's like a 2.4 metres long and 60 centimetres wide. Idea was a herb garden, which it has been, but as you'll see the parsley's taken over. Some more onion sets we put in there, spring onions, some lettuce, chive, thyme, and tarragon down there. This parsley has taken over completely, it's gone wild in there. So I'm going to plan to use it in a soup tomorrow. No idea how good parsley soup will be. Might be disgusting, but hopefully it's nice. Try that. It's a sage. There's more herbs in there, more thyme and God knows what, but it's so covered up by this, it's just overgrown. Didn't think parsley would be that wild, but it was. Some more kale. See, we've been harvesting shoots off those. Geranium flower, really like this geranium. Lovely leaves on it. It's echinacea that I planted last year, did diddly squat. Actually, I tried to empty it as well to fill this raised bed when I was filling it up. I was just trying to use up any soil at the bottom that I had left over. I couldn't get it out. It was like obviously full of roots. And then after doing nothing this year, it's shot into life. So hopefully get some flowers on there. That's echinacea. We got this from this planter from Lidl. It's about 20 quid, which seems an absolute bargain. So I've seen them for way more than that online. Just harvested some patch choy and put some new ones in there, and lettuce. But it's loving it in there. See, it's been a bit colder this year, and it's absolutely thrived in there. It's amazing, really. And planted today some mini sweet corn on there, and some more tomatoes. I actually thought this was normal sweet corn until we got home, and then label says mini sweet corn. Oh well. Use it up somehow in curries or salads or something. Gives them Thai curry. Some tumbler tomatoes here. Just got tomatoes on. As you can see, are looking a bit worse for wear. It's been so windy. We really get the wind in this garden, fortunately. It's a bit more sheltered down in this patio area, but no, they're definitely a bit stressed. But not all their leaves, and hopefully they do okay.